Someone says something that hurts, and you know it hurts. You can feel it, somewhere in your chest, a tightening, a heat behind your eyes, a sentence forming in your throat that never quite makes it out. But nothing comes. They're waiting. And the longer the silence stretches, the worse it gets. Because now, there's not just the original thing to respond to, but the silence itself, which is starting to mean something. You want to speak, but it's like the words are behind glass. You can see them, you just can't reach them. So you go still, or you say fine, or you leave the room because staying feels impossible. And later, sometimes hours later, sometimes the next morning, it all comes back. What you should have said, what you actually felt, how you could have explained it. But by then, the moment is gone. This has happened more times than you can count. And you've started to wonder if something is wrong with the way you're built, if other people just naturally have access to something you don't. Why is it that the moments that matter most are the ones where you go completely silent? Here are 7 signs you shut down during conflict, and why your nervous system makes it almost impossible to stay present. Sign 1. Your mind goes blank exactly when you need it most. Someone raises their voice or their tone shifts, or they say something critical, and your mind empties. Not gradually, all at once, like a screen going dark. You were just thinking something. You had a response forming, and then it's gone, and you're standing there with nothing. And the harder you try to find the words, the further away they get. When your nervous system reads a moment as threatening, it can make language, memory, and clear thinking much harder to access. It can react to a difficult conversation as though more danger is present than there actually is. The blankness isn't weakness. It's your nervous system doing what it was trained to do, in a moment where that training isn't helping you. Sign 2. You say fine when you mean the opposite. It's the easiest word, the one that ends the immediate discomfort fastest. Fine, it's fine, I'm fine. You say it before you've even checked whether it's true, not because you're being dishonest, but because the alternative is staying in a moment that your whole body wants to leave. Fine is a trap door. It closes the conversation without resolving anything, which means everything you didn't say is still there, collecting quietly underneath the surface. And the person across from you often knows it isn't fine. They can hear it in the flatness of the word, but fine also signals that you're done, so they let it go too. Nothing gets said, nothing gets resolved, and you walk away carrying exactly what you walked in with. Sign 3. You physically need to leave the room. It's not that you're being dramatic. It's that staying has become genuinely unbearable. Your body is restless in a way that's hard to explain. There's an overwhelming urge to be somewhere else, not because you don't care about the conversation, but because something has hit a threshold. Leaving can feel less like a choice and more like something your body urgently needs. The problem is that it can look like withdrawal, like you don't care enough to stay, and that interpretation creates a wound on top of the original one, a second thing to repair before the first has even been addressed. Sign 4. The words come hours later, never in the moment. You lie awake, composing the perfect response. You replay the conversation in the shower, on your commute, while you're supposed to be doing something else entirely. And what you come up with is clear, articulate, exactly what needed to be said. But during the actual moment, none of it was there. Once the conversation is over and your body has settled, the words begin to return. The frustrating part isn't just the delay. It's that by the time you have them, the window for saying them has usually closed. Bringing it back up feels like starting the fight again. So it stays inside. And the next time something similar happens, you start from the same blank place. Sign 5. You agree just to make it stop. Not because you think they're right, not because you've actually changed your position, but because the conflict itself has become unbearable, and agreeing is the fastest exit. You'll say what you need to say to end it. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry, whatever. And in the moment, it feels like relief. Then later, when the pressure has lifted, you realize you didn't actually agree at all. You gave something away to get out of a room. The other person thinks resolution happened. They think something was understood, worked through, but you're still carrying the original feeling, unaddressed, now buried under a false agreement. And the next conflict starts from a place that's already heavier than it should be. Sign 6. Conflict feels physically threatening, even when it isn't. A raised voice, a heavy silence, a certain look. Your heart rate goes up, your chest tightens, your breathing changes, your body responds as if something dangerous is happening. Even when the situation in front of you may not carry the same danger your body expects. For some people, this is a learned response, a nervous system shaped by an environment where conflict was genuinely unpredictable, where raised voices meant something was about to go wrong, where tension in a room had real consequences. If that's where you came from, your body learned to treat conflict as a threat, and it still does. Automatically, before you've had a chance to assess whether this particular moment is actually safe. This is why the blankness happens, why fine comes out before you've thought it through, why leaving feels necessary, why the words only arrive afterwards. It is a survival response showing up in a situation where it is no longer fully needed. Sign 7. Afterwards, you feel shame, not just about the conflict, but about how you handled it. Not just that the conversation went badly, but that you went blank, said nothing, walked away, agreed when you didn't mean it. That you failed to show up for yourself in the moment that required it most. This shame doesn't just follow the conflict, it anticipates the next one. You start to dread difficult conversations not only because they're hard, but because you already know what you'll do. But the shutdown isn't failure. It isn't evidence that you're too passive or too broken for real intimacy. It is a response. And responses that were learned can, with time and safety, be gradually changed. Shutting down during conflict is not usually a choice you make in the moment. It is a response shaped, often a long time ago, by environments where staying present during tension did not feel safe. Your nervous system learned to protect you. It's still doing that now, even when the protection is costing you more than the threat ever would. That shift, from shame to understanding, is where something new becomes possible. If this resonated, there's something worth sitting with. A lot of people who shut down during conflict share something else, a deep reluctance to ask for help, even from people who are safe. Because needing something and saying so out loud can feel just as exposing as conflict itself. That's what we're exploring next.